This one right here is Apostolic Administration for Such a Time as This. And this is Who's Minding the Store. This is by Lynn. She'll be speaking this afternoon. She is amazing. And I mentioned last night that this needs to be read by every apostle, every admin to an apostle. But it needs to be read by, if you want to have a ministry, this will help you how to run a ministry as the head and as the support staff. Excellent book. I highly recommend it. And I'm going to actually give this one away here in just a few minutes. This is a movie, and it's called Beautifully Broken. And this is about Rwanda. And this pastor here, I met him last week. And Randy, this is the guy that plays Randy. But Randy, he has been here. We showed the movie here. It was amazing. And he was out in Nashville last week too. He's an amazing guy. And I just want to share something. Zach, do you want to come up here and share what happened to you a week ago Wednesday, or do you want me to? Got to make sure that, what? Okay, I know he had to step out. I couldn't tell if he was there or not. Okay, I'll tell it. Yeah, he tells the facts. I tell it with like, oh my gosh. Okay. But that's why I'm in front of the camera. That's why he's behind the camera. Okay, but anyway, we were here February 2021-22. And I wanted somebody very specific. I didn't know who, but I wanted somebody very, very specific who was really into numbers. I'm into numbers. I believe that any prophet is into numbers. Prophet, prophesy, all that, prophecies, all that kind of stuff. You're really into numbers, okay? Very important, okay? And so I heard of this guy, good friend of Susan, who's our worship leader, named Troy Brewer. So he came in, and he's a pastor, but he's a prophet, and he's really into numbers. I mean, he's got a book on numbers. He has a workbook on numbers. I mean, he's got numbers, this, numbers, that, okay? And it's really good. So he came in and he spoke. And if you know me at all, if you've ever been here, Deuteronomy 1:11, getting into alignment like railroad tracks, Deuteronomy 1:11, God wants to bless you 1,000 times more numerous than you are, just as he's promised you. You know, you're under attack. You give $54.17. No weapon that is being formed against me shall prosper every time it rises up. So you give that if you're under attack. Like this week before I go to Rwanda, I will have $91.11, which is Psalm 91:11, which is seeding for safety. Okay, it's one of the safest, it's the safest country in Africa, but I'm still going to seed it. You know, sometimes when I go to New York, I also seed it. And I've not been hurt, not had an opportunity to overcome on that kind of situation. You know, it keeps you from any kind of sickness. It's a seed in the ground of protection. 2 years ago, March, which is right now, I seeded $91.19. Psalm 91, COVID-19.
Wow.
Okay? And I'm clear. We've not had any, my husband and I have not had any problem with that. And the staff hasn't had any problem with that. It's been great. You know, and I thank God that we've not gotten sick or otherwise, okay? And so the point is, I have to be careful what I say over there. But anyway, the thing is like, I love scriptural giving. In the brochure, you have a little thing about scriptural giving. And some of you are familiar with it. And so 29:11, you don't know what your future is. Jeremiah 29:11, Jeremiah 33:3. Wow. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And just, there's so many scriptures. Like, what is today? And then you look up, I think it's what, 3:8, it's the 18th? Yeah. Okay, so you look up like Ephesians 3:18. But don't just stop there. Start 1 or Ephesians 1:17 through 19. Don't just go right 18. Do the scriptures around it too. And see what God's speaking to you every day, because there's a word for you every day. Okay, so he was here recording, flies home Wednesday morning with his wife and daughter. They came for the weekend. So they go home, and Carolyn, his wife, has a girlfriend's birthday party or something. So he and Kennington, the little girl, they go to pick up their dog, Reagan, a little corgi, very cute little dog. And so they're on the way to pick it up, going 60 miles an hour, speed limit 60 miles an hour, kind of raining, not storming, but raining. And he's driving, and he hears out of the back seat, "Go 47 miles per hour." He knew that wasn't his daughter, okay? And all of a sudden, he slows down immediately to 47 miles per hour. And so it was like, he didn't know what. Mustang comes in, hydroplane's right in front of him, spins around, or actually hydroplane's around him, hits the semi, comes back in front of him, spins around. He's here and hits the semi back here.
Wow.
Yeah, the daughter's in the back seat still doing her videos. Has no idea what has happened because nothing happened. Amen. Okay? So he checks everything out, gets back in the car, makes sure everybody's okay, gets back in the car, he texts me, he goes, "What does 47 mean?" I'm like, why is he texting me, what does 47 mean? You know? And this is just less than 24 hours after Troy finished speaking here. And so I'm looking it up in Barbie Breath's dream book. And, and I'm doing that. Well, he's at exit 74, which is 47 in reverse. Of course, 4 and 7 equal 11. I open up the book, and 47 means long life. Isn't that awesome? So I text him, I take a picture of it, and I send it to him, and then he tells me the story. And then I'm crying because if he didn't obey, the story would have a different ending. Potentially the two of them were killed. But they weren't even touched. And so what God wants us to do is he wants us to listen. And see, God saved his life because of obedience. He could have kept going at 60 miles an hour going, what was that? Is there a demon in the back seat? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't recognize, it's just slow down to 47. I'm not speeding. So who's telling me to slow down? Is the policeman, slow down, No, there wasn't anything around. It was God telling him immediately to slow down. And that's so important that if God tells us to go a different route to do this, listen to what he's saying. And then later you might find out why. But once again, obedience is the key. And I just want to really encourage you as we receive offerings around here throughout every weekend. It's the offerings, yes, they help benefit us, they help benefit the speakers, etc. But what it does is it opens up the windows of heaven for you. And that is our heart's desire. And I want to really encourage you because now is a time in a greater way than ever before to walk in obedience. To walk in obedience. And then disobedience is the deadbolt on the windows of heaven.